morning, viewers, and welcome to the Friday edition of the Economy and Politics Show. Today, October, is a date. The key assumption is 8.43 trillion naira today to announce the preparation of the Finance Bill 2020 by the Honorable Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, which will be pushed for passage alongside the 2021 Appropriation Bill. The Finance Bill 2020 will seek to support the realization of the 2021 revenue projections, adopt appropriate counter-cyclical fiscal policies, and enhance the efficiency of fiscal incentives. We go on a breather, and when we return, we'll have this conversation for today on the key takeaways from the 15-point statement of the Nigeria Economic Summit Group on the state of our economy. Huge exposure to the vagaries of oil price fluctuations and challenges around it calls for the need to structure the economy in a way that is diversified in terms of its revenue base. What are your thoughts around this, and based on the recent report published by Proshare?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. Based on that report, you can't forget the crucial role the oil sector and oil and gas sector has played for the Nigerian economy. You mentioned 11%. Actually, latest data shows 8.86%.
Yes.
Its contribution to GDP.
It's not even up to 11.
It's not. No, it's not up to 11. And for our foreign exchange, it's the highest foreign exchange, about 90, if not more than 95%.
About 90%.
Yes, about 95% as our foreign exchange. So the NASG's position is about diversification and the PIB. So, and you know that the topic about diversification has been long-standing.
Long-standing for decades.
For decades. Diversification of our revenue, not the economy. Yes.
Because they always mix it up.
They always mix it up. Yes, it's actually revenue. So in the issue about diversification, we could talk about diversifying to other minerals. Nigeria is very rich in minerals.
Yes.
Yes.
We are very rich.
Very rich in minerals. We can talk about the bitumen. I don't know if we also, Proshare has also produced a report on that.
That was a very incisive report about the road, asphalt and bitumen.
Concrete,
concrete,
So we also dived a little bit into that bitumen. We have, Nigeria has about 37 billion tons of reserve of bitumen. That's huge, yes. And untapped, like the southwest area. So you could see we have huge deposits of mineral resources. We have the iron ore, we have limestone. You won't believe limestone is found in almost 30 states in the Federation.
30 states?
Yes. And iron ore is even, we have about 500 million tons in reserve. And Nigeria still imports oil. Q2 results show that we spent about 36 billion naira to import steel.
You know, we even have this Ajakuta steel
project.
Yes,
Ajakuta steel. Billions of dollars have gone into Ajakuta steel, but it has not worked for a day. So those are huge concerns. So coming to the position of the NASG, they are of the opinion that whatever comes out of the PIB, the resultant law, should further stakeholder consultations should go on, should be carried out, so that the environment, the economic environment after the PIB is passed, we create an enabling environment to increase investment flows, to increase economic activities, to improve our foreign exchange reserve, and overall utilization efficiency. So, and if you look at the oil and gas sector, Nigeria, we don't have a proper governance structure, and we don't have defined laws.
You're very right, because
And
stakeholders have been emphasizing the governance
yes,
structure.
and
Yes,
stakeholders even move out to other countries.
To
in
invest.
Africa, Ghana, we have Ghana, we have Angola,
Yeah.
and these are still countries, you can't compare them with Nigeria.
Yeah.
Just like in some
in terms
areas.
of size
Yes,
and the prospects.
exactly,
and
exactly. So experts are even of the opinion that Nigeria loses about 15 million US dollars as a result of dampened economic investor confidence. So those are huge concerns. So whatever actually comes out of that PIB should provide this enabling environment so that we can move forward as a
Definitely
country.
diversify, because you know, when you want to diversify your revenue, you have to create an enabling policy. Initially, the Petroleum Industry Bill, which was the revised version, which was sent by the President to the National Assembly, there was initial reports that they were looking at next year, but the Senate has come out to clarify.
Actually,
that
these governments, they are pushing it.
It's very important.
Yes, it's actually very important
for the industry. Let's look at another aspect takeaway from this report, which of course, personally for me, it's been a growing concern, which is the foreign direct investments. If you look at even this year already, the first quarter 2020 and the second quarter 2020 of the Capital Importation Report shows that our FDI's levels are low, the inflows are very low, and from the NEA, explore the options of private capital investments.
Yes, private capital investments.
When you look at various steps that have been taken over the years, particularly 2001 liberalization of...
Is healthy, just that. So is the health of the economy. And you know what? We're so dependent on oil. So whatever happens in the oil industry, the global scene affects
crude oil price and
yes.
Yeah.
And we're not in control of those things. It affects the Nigerian economy so much. So speaking about FDI, look at well, the NESGs should be attracted. Government should take actions to attract.
Transparency.
It should be transparent.
Clarity.
Yes, clarity. The contract signed, both parties should understand. We have a case of the Lekki toll gate.
Yeah.
It was not a success.
That was supposed to be a kind of signpost or
for such partnership.
Yes,
but it was not a success. It was not successful. But Nigeria is actually doing well abroad when it comes to private-public sector partnerships.
Or even investments.
Yes. Take the case of a Nigerian, Adeboye Ogunlesi, the owner of Gatwick Airport. Gatwick Airport is one of the busiest airports in England, after Heathrow, when it comes to total passenger traffic.
Definitely.
So Nigerians are going out to explore, to do things. Why can't it happen in the Nigerian scene? Why can't it happen in our own country?
So we can even harness our diaspora.
Yes,
exactly. Provide an enabler for them to invest into economy. It's very important. So I agree with you that the policy angle and even the issues around the public-private partnership, like you just rightly said, we need to retool it. I mean, like you rightly said, we hear so much of the talk about it, but we need to see the pragmatic steps.
We need defined laws. We need better governance structures. You see these investors, they go out. They leave the Nigerian scene because we don't have these defined laws. We don't have this governance structure, proper governance structure.
It's very important, and I agree with you in that regard. Reneg on contracts. I featured the current Commissioner for Finance, Mr. Kim Yebode, on our show, and he talked about those steps, which is very important.
It's now beyond talk. We are looking out for action.
Steps because, like you rightly said, our economy really needs a lot of activity, and the COVID-19
especially our infrastructure. Our infrastructures are decaying, and the government cannot do it all. They need to bring in this private sector capital.
Definitely. Another major issue at this, which of course the NESG highlighted, is our debt profile. I know that
addressing our debt profile. LCCI,
Chamber of Commerce,
the Lagos Chamber of Commerce, They also mentioned that by the end of the year, debt should be about 34 trillion naira. That is huge.
That's an additional 10 trillion naira.
Yes, that is really huge. That is really huge. In that situation, our debt is, when you use the word sustainable, that means it's when you borrow. Now prepare the people that
for
these
that
things,
period.
It will happen.
Because there will be protests. People will
it can't continue. How long are you, millionaire?
That's about
for 2021.
or something.
Yes, that's $11 billion. Yes, for 2021 expenditure, and they said for domestic market and from the foreign market. There are issues when you say, okay, both the domestic and foreign market, you can't have it in the system. Because in the sense, those debts are cheap, those funds are cheap because
now some company
funds is good.
Wednesday, productivity. Whether it's our how do we get that? Of course, not really in the 15-point statement.
20%
will be affected because of COVID.
It's going to drop by 20%.
What are those things we can do to leverage this? Because when you look at China and India,
that's as at 2019.
Either for the Senate, Chuck Schumer, Board of
No, it will not be for everybody. Government cannot do it alone.
Yeah.
Things are happening. About Nigeria being one and all that.